As I start to, um, is it possible to not only survive the holiday season and all the temptations, but actually to thrive through it? Is it too late now that we're approaching the new year? It's just a few days away that we can turn things around? Is it possible? Because, it's been over a month since the official start of the holiday season here in the US with Thanksgiving. If you count Halloween or Canadian Thanksgiving, we're looking at 2 months or more than 2 months. And if you count what the Filipinos do over in the Philippines, they actually start their Christmas season September 1st. So that's a lot of months. September 1st, it's actually 4 months worth of bodily abuse that we can load on ourselves between then and the first of the year. So, what can a person do? Uh, it's a long time. And even though these holidays are supposed to be about love and connection, so many of us make it about the food. We've grown up that way. It's our traditions. We always made the cakes and the pies and the puddings and the things that, are special treats. And if they're just special treats and eaten once or twice a year, no biggie, right? But we do it like nonstop for anywhere from 1 to 3 months or 4 months, even depending on where you live. And so those kinds of things add up. Your body is designed for certain fuel. Your body is designed to run well on fuel that feeds it, that provides nutrition, not foods that provide stress, not foods that throw the blood sugar off, not foods that stress your heart. And kind of, I hate to break it to you, you probably already know, that's what the holiday foods really are. So, how how do you prepare? How do you get ready to have a healthy new year, a happy new year, knowing that resolutions don't work, right? How do you prepare that? That's what we're going to focus on here today. So, welcome back to the channel. I'm Dr. Rita Marie Loscalzo, and it's a place where we focus on helping health and wellness practitioners to actually get to the root cause and help clients solve their problems, patients, clients, with the help of lifestyle and diet, right? Food and nourishment and movement and all that. And we support people who are seeking good health to do the same. So let's get started. We know that New Year's resolutions rarely work, right? How many times have you done a New Year's resolution? How long did it last? On average, the statistics show that a week or two in, very many, large percentage of the people have given up on their resolutions. And we know that by the end of January, it's over 90% barely making it through. So, what if you didn't need to make resolutions? What if you could prep for the holiday season better than you have this year? We're going to talk about that, but we're also going to talk about what you can do now to get yourself in a role, not of making a resolution, not of making the resolution that you're going to stop eating sugar or start exercising or whatever it might be, but you get you into a mode of creating new lifestyle habits so that they're fully embraced, fully embedded in your psyche so that you just do what you do. Now, I will admit that this time of year was tempting for me as well. I've been doing this healthy diet stuff for 35 years, 35, 37 years actually, 37 years. And while I don't get tempted by the wine and the pies loaded with gluten and sugar and the turkey and the stuffing and all that kind of stuff, I don't get tempted by that stuff. What does end up happening is I fall off the wagon by eating too much of the good stuff, eating too frequently, where I'm used to having 2 meals a day, 2 distinct meals a day. The meals kind of blend into each other when there's lots of family around and when there's lots of celebration foods. And for me, celebration foods are still healthy, but not the same as eating a big old bowl of greens. You know what I mean? And we get tempted by that stuff. And I'm just like anybody else. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to get back on track. But getting back on track is pretty darn easy. And I'll tell you how I'm going to do that in just a moment. So, where I like to start though, when I'm working with patients, when I'm working with clients, when I'm training my health practitioners, is starting with connecting to what matters most to you. Because that's really what we kind of let go out the window, and this thing, our tongues, call to us and want us to indulge and want that temporary pleasure. I said this once to somebody when they were interviewing me for a summit interview. I said 30 seconds on the tongue, and we trade away all those things we want most. So it's time to focus back in on that. At the end of every year, I like to do an exercise called the year in review. It's to go back over the year, and I could do it month by month, looking at my calendar and seeing, what do I have to celebrate? What were some of the really good highlights of the year? What are some of the successes I had? What are some of the places where I fell off the wagon or I didn't do as well as I wanted to do and that I can improve? And I focus in, starting with celebration, starting with gratitude. And, guys, I know it's been a tough year for a lot of people, but there's always something you can be grateful for. A new baby born in your family, right? A wedding in your family, the flowers that are growing in the front yard come April, or in the neighborhood, the Christmas lights that look beautiful, beautiful. What can you celebrate as you look back? And the goal of this exercise is to look back and say, what happened that was good? What can I focus my attention on? Because neuroscience knows, this is the study of neuroscience and neuroplasticity, that we can shape the brain and we can change the way the brain works by what we focus on. So if we focus on all the negativity and watch the news all the time and everything's gloom and doom, that's the kind of actions your brain is going to kind of gear you to do, the ones that lead to more of that. But what if you focused on what you really want? What if you focused on the things you've already done that were successful? What if you focus on the health benefits of some of the good stuff you did? And then where did you get tripped up? Not beating yourself over the head about it, but where'd you get tripped up and how can you create a new path, a new set of actions so that you don't get tripped up? So that's one of my favorite exercises to do. And I encourage you to do it, right? What is it that you want for yourself? Where do you see yourself a year from now? Where would you like yourself to be a year from now? Right? What are you thinking? What are you feeling? Right? What's different? What's improved? What is it that you want to be doing that maybe right now you can't do because your health challenges get in your way, right? We don't want to be able, oh my God, I'm so tired, I can't, right? We want to be able to say, oh, that's a great invitation. Yes, let's do it. And you know what? Never say never. Never put that, I can't do that. I'll tell you a little story. Christmas Day, my son and I decided to go in the hot tub. It was cold. It had been cold for 3 days already. Temperatures going down in the teens, which is unheard of here, but it had started to warm up. It got up to like somewhere in the 40s, I think, that day. And so we decided to go in the hot tub. And as we're sitting there, he's 24 years old. He said to me, Mom, I think we should do a cold plunge into the pool. And I'm like, oh, no, thank you, darling. You can do that. And I said, he kept coaching me on the fact that I could do it and how it was good for my circulation, but it was also good for my psyche, that I could say, I did this. And I had always said, I will never do the cold plunges. My husband will tell you, if we ever go to a spa where they have the hot tubs and the cold plunges, he goes in and alternates. I put my feet in there. I go, no way, I'm not going in there. And that water is warmer than our pool water was. Our pool water was in the 40s on Christmas Day, and the air temperature wasn't that much higher. So he kept, I want to say coercing me, but he didn't really. He helped me to want to do it. He actually helped me to change my psyche about it and go, maybe that would be good. I could live to talk about it. I've always said I'll never do that. I have friends who go into ice water baths and stay in for minutes at a time because, Mom, you only have to be in there for 20 seconds. It's going to be, and then you'll be able to, share that you did this. And so I did. Not only did I do it once, because the first time it was just him and I out there, he went in and told his dad and girlfriend and the rest of the family, and they came out and took out their cameras and said, come on, do it again. I'm like, no, I did it already. It's too scary. It's too scary. I can't do this, or I don't want to do it because it's going to be a little uncomfortable at first. And then I said, okay, I'll do it, because I wanted to get the film. And I'll be getting the film trimmed and put on Facebook. I'll probably post it, maybe even here on YouTube. I'll see, as a short. It'll be a good short. And yeah, so I did it, right? It was something I didn't think I could do. I thought it was going to be too uncomfortable, and I did it. And that's how your health can be. You go, oh gosh, I don't want to give up my XYZ, you name it. I don't want to have to exercise. I don't want to have to meditate. I don't have time. I don't have time. I don't. And when you do it, it just feels so good. And ever since then, I have been exercising every day. Today I did exercised 3 times. I worked out with my trainer. I did a routine that was given to me by another trainer, and I went for a 2.5-mile run. So it's like, oh yeah, I'm into this. I'm really dedicated to me and my health. So you can do this. So talk about that future, that year in review. Talk about future pacing. Talk about this with someone you care about. Look, this is what my year was like. This is what I want for next year. This is how I see next year being, and support each other. So once you've done that, then you need to make a plan, the plan for the rest of the year and for next year. Now, if you've already quote unquote blown it, right? You've already blown it and you've been eating the apple pie and the Christmas cookies and whatever else, then it's okay. Today is the first day of your healthy new year, the healthy new you. So you move forward. So I'm going to share with you what to do to move forward. And then I'm going to share a few tips for what you can do next year to avoid being in that situation. So, what do you need? If you really, really want to be healthy and get your energy back and overcome hormonal imbalances and prevent some of those dreadful family history kinds of diseases or reverse something that you already have, you need to have good nourishment. You need to nourish every cell in your body with what it needs. And so, what do you need? You need some recipes that satisfy the taste buds that you've already established, but also are good for you. And there are tons of recipes. You can go check out my blog, drritamarie.com/blog. There's a bunch out there. We've even put together a special holiday bundle where I just bundled 25 of my very famous and very popular booklets, some from classes, some from the adrenal restoration class, some from the thyroid restoration class, blood sugar balancing class, holiday recipes, herbal recipes, medicinal mushrooms. We bundle that into one bundle. So I'll put the link down in the comments. It's drritamarie.com/holiday bundle 2022. We'll put it in the comment in the we'll put it in the comments and on whatever platform you're watching here on. So you need recipes. You need recipes. The other thing I'm going to say is you need a fasting strategy. You're going to say, what? Me? No, I'm not going to fast. Or you might say, yeah, but I've heard about that. I've tried it. I can't fast. So fasting doesn't mean going without food for days and days on end, although it can be, and that's very beneficial for lots of people. But fasting means having time in between your meals so that your body can actually do the repair. So you can get your blood sugar balance, you can get your insulin levels at a good rate. And it's just a nice thing to be doing. You'll hear about intermittent fasting. I'm sure you've watched a lot of videos on intermittent fasting or read about it. But you start with just at least stopping your eating 3 hours before bedtime. I'm serious. That alone can make huge difference in your blood sugar, in your weight, in your energy the next day. All right. Just that. And if you want more details on why this stuff works, check out my podcast, reinventhealthcare.com. There's tons of those. And my channel on YouTube, tons and tons of recipes. And my blog, drritamarie.com/blog, lots of articles. So, but finding a fasting strategy that works for you, that you can do on a consistent basis. The habit I've gotten into, although I've not quite 100% followed it, but mostly followed it through the holidays when the kids are visiting, is a 16-8. You might have heard of that. 16 hours of fasting and 8 hours of eating. So you can stop eating after your dinner. And sometimes we eat later around the holidays. So maybe it's 8 or 9 o'clock. And then you don't start eating again at least 12 hours, right? At least 12 hours, but going a little longer can be helpful. You find your appropriate fasting window. There are other ways to fast without actually letting go of food. And, I've done lots of fasts, 5-day fasts, 10-day fasts, 28-day fasts. All of them have been incredibly therapeutic for me. And I know that they can be very therapeutic if you do it according to you, according to your body type. So, what I have done is I put together a program that's based on the research on in fasting mimicking diets by Dr. Walter Longo, but it's food based. And I actually got lay out menus and recipes and give you the exact macro micronutrient structure of each one. And we're going to be doing that as a group beginning of February 1st through 4th or 5th. So put that on your calendar, mark that off, and you'll be hearing more about it as we get into January. So fasting strategy, community is important, right? Figure a community. We can become a community on these platforms, right? You can join our Facebook group, our Unstoppable Health Facebook group. And if you're a practitioner, our Nutritional Endocrinology for Health practitioners. These are all good free resources, right? These are really good stuff. An accountability partner, whether it's someone who lives with you, whether it's a good friend, a cousin who lives on the other end of the world, because of everything is close together now, right? Because we have cell phones that we can text, we have WhatsApp, we have Facebook, etc. So find an accountability partner who also wants to get their health back and is going to be someone you can call when you say, my son is eating M&Ms and I want some. I'm trying not to eat them. Can you help me? Right? These are people that can support you. You also need some simple movement routines that you can commit to. Here's the thing. People say to me, well, what's the best exercise program? And I say the one that you're going to follow. And if that means 5 minutes of walking every day to start, that's what it means. You've got to do it and get into a habit. The problem is so many people start off the year with their New Year's resolution and they're going to go to the gym and they map out this hour-long routine and they can't keep up with it. Start with something you can do, small exercises. One of my favorites is burst exercises. You might have heard it called HIIT, high intensity, HIIT, high intensity interval training. But that you basically are doing 30 seconds all out. And you can do 4 to 8 of those a day. So start 4 to 8 of those a day at 30 seconds each. That's 2 minutes, to 4 minutes. You can do this and you just do what works for you. If you have leg problems, knee problems, hip problems, you do some arm things. And it can be as simple as raising your arms up and down. As you get stronger, you can put weights in, you can alternate, lots of stuff. We have a YouTube video here on YouTube that shows you some demos of that. You need mindfulness practices. We all get stressed. We all listen to the radio, listen to the Facebook posts, listen to the TV, and you're getting stressed out about everything. Why? Because fear sells. That's why the advertisements all are fear-based. Fear sells. Let's stay away from that. Let's find a mindfulness practice. I use a Muse headband. I put it on. It makes these wave sounds, and I do 10 minutes every day. 10 minutes. That's it. It doesn't have to be an hour long, twice a day. It doesn't have to be. You work up to what works for you, including it makes a huge difference. Breathing, heart math. Focus on your heart. Focus on appreciation. Do that in 1 minute spurts throughout your day. Find a mindfulness. Tapping is another one, right? Find a mindfulness practice that works for you and throw in a dash of daily fun. It's part of a good health routine. It's one of the pillars of health. What do you love to do? In our membership, in our Empowered Self-Care membership, we have an assessment that you can go through and decide what are those things you love to do and how can you fit it in? Yes, I want to see you do that, right? Fun. What are you going to do for fun? So type it in the comments here. Type in the comments, what can you do every day? That's 5 minutes, 2 minutes even of fun, because it resets your psyche. It resets your brain pathways to enjoy, and it puts you into a parasympathetic nervous system. The vagus nerves gets activated, and that's where healing happens. And finally, if you struggle with sleep, I encourage you to get some sort of sleep monitoring device. Denise is going to laugh. I love it. You can just laugh. You can put something on that's funny, or you can just think of something that's funny, laugh. And Norman Cousins wrote a great book, Laughter is the Best Medicine, and he cured himself from cancer. So what kind of sleep monitoring device, if you have trouble with sleep, this has helped me tremendously, is my Aura Ring. I'm not selling Aura Rings. I'm just telling you that that's what's helped me. And I never had trouble with sleep. I had trouble getting to bed. So I was only sleeping 3 to 4 hours a night, most nights, sometimes 5, sometimes 2, and thinking, oh, I'm okay. I eat well. Everything's fine. And it wasn't. I developed insulin resistance as a result. And it just triggered my appetite amazingly high. And we have a video that should be launching here on YouTube. It's also been on the Reinvent Healthcare, which is my podcast. I think it released today on sleep and appetite and what sleep does and gives the hormonal and what happens in the brain. So it makes you so hungry that it's hard to stop eating because of the imbalance of the hormones and some of the brain centers. So listen to that for all the details. So that's it. You can get a Fitbit. There's a number of devices. I personally, it's very small. I can leave it on 24 hours, except after when I have to take it off to do it. So what I want for you to do is make a commitment. Make a commitment that you go first, that this new year means you get to be healthier. Yes, new year, new you. Right. But it's really the real you that you're allowing to come out and come to the surface. So I encourage you to subscribe to the channel, follow me on Facebook, follow me on Instagram. Whoops, we forgot to turn Instagram on. And follow. I'm putting out a lot more and committed to put a lot more information out and more videos starting in the new year. Also, put Fasting While Feasting on your calendar, February 1st to 5th. We're going to be together and it's going to be easy. You have menus, you'll get them in advance when you sign up. We'll get all the information out about how you can sign up in the next week or two. Okay. So put that on your calendar. And then we have a special holiday bundle. You can still get it until January 1. And it's the holiday recipe bundles, 25 of my top things. Yay, Denise, can't wait. It's fun and the food is delicious. And you realize that you don't need a whole lot of it. And when I did that Fasting While Feasting, the last time I did it, I followed along with everybody, followed the recipes, and I test my blood sugar. I have a continuous glucose meter, but you can do it with like a Keto Mojo or whatever. And by the 5th day, my blood sugars and my ketones were the same place they would be if I did a 5-day fast. Seriously. I'm not joking here. Same as I was getting. Like I had ketones that were like around 5. I had blood sugar in the 60s. I felt phenomenal. My brain was clear. And of course, you drop some weight. So that's a side benefit of getting healthy is you drop the excess weight. Okay? So watch the next video somewhere over there. You'll see what my next video is. Keep track of that. And in the comments, we'll put the holiday bundle link. And if you sign up there, or if you just go to the website, drritamarie.com, if you're not already on our mailing list, download my free guide there that I have for breakfast, hormone balancing breakfast. And even if you I don't eat breakfast, but you can eat those when you break your fast. So even if you do the intermittent fasting and don't eat till 12 o'clock. So works well. Go there and then you'll get on our announcement list. And then we'll make sure that you get the announcement about Fasting While Feasting happening. So happy holidays, much joy, much health, happy new year. Enjoy the last 2 days, 29th, 30th, 3 days of this current year of 2022. Make the best of it. Commit to your health. Commit to being a beacon of light for those around you. Commit to radiating love, and the love will come back to you. And until next time, be happy, be healthy, be you.